In this lecture, we will discuss and study goods service continuum. As we all know, there is a phenomenal growth of services in the economy, and the resultant is that there is a shift from the goods and the tangible product economy to the service economy, and there are many reasons for this. The first reason, we can say that it is the rising purchasing power of the consumers, that is rising affluence. The customers are getting more leisure time, and there is a complexity of products that require servicing. For example, the DTH, the televisions, the consultants, these are all services, and the product they are offering is of a complex in nature. Second important reason why there is a need to study services is, as we see the big European countries like England, France, Germany, USA, and Japan, the private sector contributes more than the public sector. And more importantly, from the private sector, service sector amounts for nearly 60 to 75% of the GDP. So thus, we feel the urgency to study the characteristics and the importance of services. In today's lecture, we will see what do you understand by goods and services continuum. Students, we all know that the service industry varies greatly from governmental organizations such as National Health Service of the United Kingdom to private non-profit organizations such as museums and charities. We also know that there are different types of services: the physician service, the postal service, the courier service, the haircut service, the teacher service. These are all different kinds of services. Now, we have to understand what is the nature of services like. We will try to understand the definition of the services. Now, a service is defined as any activity or benefit that one party can offer to another, which is essentially intangible and does not result in the ownership of anything. So, services is being offered by one party to the other party. For example, a teacher service. Teacher is offering the lecture to the students, but there is not any transfer, a tangible transfer from the teacher to the student. So ownership of lecture is not there with the students. Similarly, a doctor service. Doctor gives us services, his service, but there is no transfer of ownership to the patient. So if we apply this general principle of marketing to both product and services, we can say that in a product transfer, there is a tangible offering from one party to the other party, while in case of services, there is no such tangible offering from one party to the other party. Also, understand that in case of services, there are 7 P's, as we have studied 4 P's plus additional 3 P's in case of products. There are 7 P's in case of services, like product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. These are the 7 P's in case of services. Now, how to define a service? A service is any activity or benefit that one party can offer to another, which is essentially intangible in nature and does not result in ownership of anything. Its production may or may not be tied to a physical product. Simple to understand. Now, we'll come back to our understanding of the goods service continuum. Up till now, what we have done, we have made us very clear what do we understand by a goods and a service. Now, what is our aim like? Our aim is to mark a position of a good and a service. Suppose we have to draw the position of goods and service on a simple straight line. We can say that, as we see in the figure, on one side there is a tangible good, while on the other side there is a intangible good. Now, tangible means which we can see, felt and touch, while intangible means which we cannot see and touch, that are intangible. So, mostly on a service continuum, if we have to define a salt which is of tangible in nature, we can say that salt lies to the one extreme of the straight line, as it is tangible in nature. We can see and feel the salt. While in case of teaching service, it lies to the other extreme, which is intangible in nature. So, while going from the tangible salt to the teaching service, which is pure in service, we can say that soft drinks are there, tangible in nature, detergents, car, cosmetics. Next comes the fast food outlets. And as we move from the tangible part to the intangible part, a minor service is attached to a major product, that is the tangible product. So, ad agency, what is important? Important is not the advertisement, but a minor service that is being offered by the ad agency. Services in the form of design is there, printing is there, then 4-color advertisements are there, which is a skilled job that is done by the advertisement agency people. So, a minor service is there. Again, airlines, not the product. Shifting of one person to other person is important, but the pilots are also important. The crew members of the flights are also important. So, as we move from the tangible part to the intangible part, the minor part becomes more and more dominant. So, in case of financial service, the product is not the most important, but the person who is offering the product, the bank, the people over there, the physical evidence over there, the ambience over there, the trust of the bank, that is getting most important. The consulting service, the consultant are the most important and not the product they are offering. In case of teaching service also, the teachers, the service is more important than the product that is being offered. So, we see that there is a shift from the pure tangible good to the intangible product on the other side. So, what is good service continuum? Good service continuum, it is nothing but marking of a pure good to a pure service on a single straight line is called as good service continuum. Now, why to do this such activity? Because by doing such activity, we can categorize between a product and a pure product and a pure service. Now, what are the characteristics of a pure product? It is pure tangible in nature. For example, a toothpaste. Now, we have seen that as we move from one place to other, the tangible product to the intangible form, the minor services tries to occupy a more dominant place on the continuum. For example, tangible goods accompanied by one or more service, computer and warranty. Next is hybrid offer consists of equal parts of goods and services, restaurant. Similarly, as we move towards the pure service side, air travel. What is important over there? Not only transportation, but majorly the people, the pilot, the crew members. A pure service, a haircut from a salon is a pure service. So, what is important here is that we have to learn the characteristics of the services which lie on the one extreme of the goods service continuum. Now, what are the characteristics of services like intangibility, inseparability, variability, perishability, lack of ownership? Now, we will understand one by one all these characteristics. Intangibility means it cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before they are bought. So, if there is a service provider, then only we can get the service. Now, as a marketer, what we have to learn over here is that we have to learn that service provider need to manage the evidence that how his service will be seen, tasted, felt before they are bought by the. So a bank, it has to maintain the ambience so that customers are attracted toward the bank. In a restaurant, the ambience is most important. For example, in a MACD, people, when they enter the MACD outlets, they immediately come to know what is the kind of services it is being offered. Second characteristic of service, inseparability. What we have seen is that the services cannot be separated from the service provider. Services has to be consumed as and when it is produced. And importantly, customers are directly involved in getting the service. Without customer, the service cannot be given to the other party. Next important characteristic of service is variability. What is variability means? That the quality of service vary greatly depending on who provides the service, when and how. Important is also the staff members who need to know well in advance before providing the kind of service he is going to give. So, as a marketer, what we have to remember? We have to remember over here is that your staff member should know what is the service he is going to provide, and importantly, he should be motivated to maintain high standards of service. That is means variability. The services from one person varies to the service provided by the other. This is one of the characteristics of services, variability. Next important characteristic of service, perishability. Services cannot be stored for later use, sale or use. Perishable means simultaneously there should be the producer of the service and the consumer of the service should come together. Next we have seen is lack of ownership. No physical product is exchanged and therefore nothing owned. So, as a marketer, what is important to know in this goods service continuum? It is important to know that the service component of a tangible product is becoming more and more important nowadays. So, as a marketer, we have to give the importance of the service mix, that is the 7 P's which we have already studied: product, price, place, promotion, people, process and physical evidence while giving the services. So competitive advantage today lies not only in providing the tangible product but the intangible services also. This is what we have to understand in the goods service continuum. So what is the crux of today's discussion? We can say that goods service continuum is nothing but goods and services marked on a straight line. We have also seen the different characteristics of goods and services. That's all for today. Thank you.